Whoa, a new digital music player. Thanks, Mom.
Oh, I'm glad you like it, because I can't wait to toss the big stereo. And now that we got your dad that big HD TV he wanted, we can throw out our old TV, too.
Hold up. You can't just throw out electronics.
Really?
They need to be recycled or donated.
And how would we do that?
It's so easy, Mom. Today, recycling electronics is just as easy as buying them. GreenerGadgets.org has all the info. We just enter our zip code to find a certified recycling center nearby. There are thousands of them, and new ones are being added all the time. Some of our local stores are even certified recycling locations.
I like that.
Did you know that some of the stuff in our old electronics could be used to make new products and conserve natural resources?
Well, okay then. Let's gather them up. What was that website again?
GreenerGadgets.org. We just enter our zip code and go.
Good evening, and welcome to Storytellers Campfire. I'm your host, Rich Gehlhausen. Storytellers Campfire is a world literacy and educational program with a listening audience in over 100 countries. Storytellers Campfire is aired every Sunday at 8 p.m. Pacific Time, and you can now listen to our programs on your phone by calling our studio line number at 310-982-4134. And again, that number is 310-982-4134. Storytellers Campfire Radio can now be heard on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Blog Talk Radio, YouTube, and partnering broadcasting stations. And we're also providing links for our shows through social medias, such as Facebook, and Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. To learn more about Storytellers Campfire, visit us online at www.storytellerscampfire.org. Well, our topic for this evening's program is Major League Baseball and its effects on civil rights and racial issues, integration and discrimination, the rest of the story. And we're featuring award-winning author and baseball historian Harry Lockhart Jr. But first, we'll take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back.
More than 1 million wild animals are killed each year illegally. Poaching is a major threat to our country's wildlife. I'm Tom Barry. I'm an actor with a desire to preserve living space for wildlife. The Humane Society Wildlife Land Trust does just that. Works with private landowners to protect wildlife, to preserve natural habitats. To learn more or to work with the Humane Society Wildlife Land Trust, call 800-729-SAVE. That's 800-729-SAVE, or visit wildlifelandtrust.org. Thank you.
welcome back to Storytellers Campfire in Progress. I'm your host, Rich Gehlhausen. With me this evening is author Harry Lockhart Jr., baseball historian and Marble Award winner for his book, The Beef. Well, hello, Harry, and welcome to our Global Campfire.
Well, welcome, Rich. Good to hear from you again.
Thank you. You know, Harry, before we get into our major topic, we got to tell the audience a few things about you, your personal experiences during your youth. A little different than most people.
Yeah, it was a little bit different, but it was like, in some ways, it was similar to what a lot of people experienced. I grew up in southern Illinois, just out of the St. Louis area, and had my grandmother and my grandfather had come from Kentucky. So, and this was in the early 1960s when I probably first realized my first experience with racial discrimination and segregation. I was in down near the Paducah area in a small town down there, and I was walking down the sidewalk. I was maybe 7 years old. It was about 1961 or so, and as I was walking down the sidewalk, I was being approached by an older black couple, and the closer they got to me, till finally they stepped off the sidewalk and let me pass by. And so when I went to my aunt and uncle's house, I was telling them about this. I said, that was kind of strange. And they said, well, they do that down here. And they went on to say, they said, well, they also have their own separate facilities for restrooms and drinking fountains, too, down here. And that was kind of the first experience that I really, it just was amazing to me as a young boy to see this. And certainly, later on that week, I went to the park and I saw the separate facilities and all that. Well, as I got a little bit older, when I was about 12 or so, I was the mid-60s now, and I had the opportunity and the privilege to play on an all black team, except the coach was black and his son was, and the manager was white, and I was the only white guy, young kid, on the team. Mm-hmm. And as things progressed, we would travel. It was a traveling team. We traveled throughout southern Illinois, southern Missouri, over to Indiana and Kentucky and Tennessee. And it was that experience there that when we went to some of these smaller towns and so forth and played some of the teams down there that really realized some of the names they were calling the players on the team, and and these were adults that were saying this, and even the kids had the same attitude, and it was really kind of a shocking thing, even to the point where I was even discriminated against, and they had some choice names for myself at the same time. So that was really an unusual experience. And then while I was with that team, I had one of my family members approach me because back in the 60s, we all had a big water cooler with a ladle, and we all drank out of the same thing. And I was given a plastic collapsible cup of all things and told you need to be careful what might happen to you if you drink after the other players on the team. Mm-hmm. And I thought to myself, I said, well, that doesn't make any sense. That's not right. And then I said, well, I can't imagine what would happen if I did drink out of the cup. So that was the situation there, and I never did. I drank with the team and so forth, threw the cup away. But that was some of the things that I experienced. And then later on in life, I actually, when I got to high school and so forth, saw the busing program. My high school was bused. I lived in almost all white community, lower income white, but that was a busing situation there where they were brought by nearby towns to integrate our school system. So that was kind of the experience that I had with all that, Rich.
Being a member, the only white member on, say, an all-black team, this is like today we call that the Little League, I suppose.
Right. Mm-hmm.
How were you treated by the black players on the team and the other teams that you played against?
Well, the other teams didn't treat us very well. In fact, I can recall one time when we were taking batting practice, and our team was very good. We had a lot of good ball players, and we had a lot of power on the team. We were taking batting practice, and we were actually hitting the ball out of the ballpark into neighbors' yards, and next thing we knew, the entire police force from this community was there to stop us, and they were threatening to arrest my manager, of all things, and they wanted us out of town. The players on my team treated me well. I have no complaints. You would have never known it was an integrated team. I mean, they just treated me very, very well.
Okay. Let's get a little bit to your experiences as a kid. You worked at baseball stadiums. Doing things like. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I had back in the middle '60s to late '60s, I had the opportunity to work as a peanut vendor for the St. Louis Cardinal games, and that was quite a treat. I was able to move around. Actually, I write about that in my first book there, The Beef, and talk about some of the adventures of that. But that was quite an experience for a young kid to see all the heroes right up front and be able to move around the stands and still make money.
Okay. Well, let's get to our topic tonight. First of all, I'll tell you a few things here. In talking with you, not just about, you and I we did a previous show about your book, The Beef, the Marble Award-winning book. But just over the last few weeks leading up to today's show, we were talking about some separate issues regarding Major League Baseball. I thought I knew a little bit about people like Jackie Robinson. As it turns out, I did know very little. But we're going to get into that topic. Why don't you go ahead and start? And I want to let you introduce our topic tonight. Go ahead.
Well, I'm currently writing another book about the 50s. It's called Away We Go, and it has a backdrop to what took place during the 50s. But a big part of that is the racial discrimination that was experienced by a lot of the ball players during that period of time. Well, a lot of people think, and there was a movie a couple of years ago that Hollywood put out called 42, and it really portrayed some of the things that Jackie Robinson went through just to become a Major League ball player. And once he became a Major League ball player, some of the things and the way he was treated, and that was fairly accurate as far as when you look at that. But again, my wife and I went to the movies with another couple. When we came out of the movies, the other couple go, "Wow, that was great." And it was like, okay, happy days are here again, and that was it. And that wasn't really the case. And not to take anything away from Jackie Robinson, let's make that quite clear. But the thing is that people thought that was the end of the racial discrimination, and everybody was happy, and so on. And that was just the beginning. And some of the unsung heroes that you see are the guys that came after Jackie Robinson, those first couple decades, and the discrimination, it was kind of just brushed aside through the movie. And Major League Baseball, in my opinion, has even done some of that. Yeah, they honor Jackie Robinson. They retired his jersey, and actually, the 15th coming up will be the day that he broke the color barrier and with the Brooklyn Dodgers on April 15th, 1947. But the movie just kind of brushed over, and people just kind of didn't really get into what really did take place. And there was an awful lot of discrimination and a lot of players that really had some really difficult times after Jackie Robinson.
There's so much to cover in our topic tonight. I want to touch upon, the status of the white